Welcome, everyone, to the Kidney Korner Podcast. I am your host, Craig. I'm also the executive director of the Get in Position Foundation, where our motto is we help you get in position as it relates to your health. Today's topic is we all have a choice, but why this one? Hmm. It'll make sense in a minute. As you all know, we like to give a disclaimer on the Kidney Corner podcast that we are not healthcare professionals. However, we are experienced professionals. A lot of you know my story. So, without further ado, because I want to get into this, I have a ton of questions for this young lady. She's also a author as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm Kidney Corner welcome to Regina Sheppard-Wright. Hey, Regina.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Craig. How are you?
I am well. I am well. I'm so excited. Welcome to the Kidney Corner podcast. After today, you're no longer a guest. You're at home. You can always come and hang out
Huh?
on the
Sounds
corner.
good.
Now, I know that may not sound right, but
Not,
hanging on the corner.
not gonna tell my husband you told me to hang out on the corner. Not gonna tell him.
No, not in that way, hubby. Not in that way. It's a good way. It's a good way. It's good to see you again.
You too. It was wonderful to meet you at that event. It was wonderful to meet everybody and network and get to know people that are in the same shoes as me. So it was nice to be invited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Regina and I met, we met at a American Kidney Fund event here in Atlanta. And she was one of the speakers there. And she has an amazing story, which we're about to get into. We're about to dig deep into this thing because, and I'm going to cut to the chase because one thing I don't like when I watch other podcasts, they like to drag it on instead of
You gotta
let's
build
get
up the suspense.
yeah, build it. But we're gonna cut to the chase, and then we're gonna back up and then bring it to where we are now. That makes sense.
All right. I'm with it.
Okay, so the reason why, Regina, your story like captivated me and a lot of us who were there at that AKF event is because you mentioned that you did not. My name is Craig Merritt, founder and executive director of the Get in Position Foundation, Inc., and a kidney transplant recipient. We here at the Get in Position Foundation, Inc., empower individuals living with kidney disease, especially in underserved and marginalized communities. So I'm asking for your support by donating to this needed cause. Visit our website at www.getinposition21.org or by scanning the QR code on your screen. By partnering with us, you will be providing hope and delivering guidance to those who need it most. So let's all get in position as it relates to our health. Thank you in advance. Want a kidney transplant.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay. So inquiring minds want to know, especially those individuals who have been on dialysis, such as myself. So I understand it because you're still on dialysis, correct?
I had dialysis this morning.
What?
Yep.
Wow. You're a trooper. I'm gonna tell you, I would have turned down that invitation quick. I was like, that's my dialysis day.
No,
I'm out of it. I'm done.
no, I just moved. I ran to Old Navy to pick up the grandbaby's backpack. I came home, changed clothes, and here I am. So,
Wow. Bright eyed, bushy tailed, everything energized, ready to go get it.
ready to go.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. So we skipped all. Yes, she has chronic kidney disease, of course. That's why she's on dialysis. She had a treatment today. Now, which dialysis are you on? Are you on
Chemo, chemo.
hemo? Okay, so you're
Ooh, me
currently.
and PD. Mm-mm, mm-mm,
You know what?
mm-mm.
You know what? You and I are bosom buddies as it relates to that. PD, peritoneal, folks, if you don't know, which can be done at home. It doesn't involve blood, which hemoglobin, which is the blood, right? Uh, that's the difference between the two. Peritoneal. I didn't get along with it either.
No, I love it for the people that love it, but
Right,
was not for me.
right, right. It was too much. It was
Right,
overwhelming.
right.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So you had to deal with Baxter, who was the supplier of all the
Mhm.
supplies, and have them piled up everywhere.
Right.
Yeah,
Constantly staring at them, like, "What am I doing with my life? There's boxes everywhere. There's nobody here but me." Mm-mm.
yeah,
At least at Hemo, I can chop it up and we can talk about whatever's on TV or what
right.
we ate for dinner or what we did this weekend. The social aspect is
Is
why I
okay.
enjoy Hemo.
You enjoyed that. Okay, going in center.
Yes.
And I'm assuming because we're recording this today is Saturday. So your days, you go 3 days a week.
Yes.
Okay.
TTS, Tuesday, Thursday,
TTS.
Saturday.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays is your scheduled days. I was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as far as dialysis is concerned. So, um, for those individuals who are watching and tuning in, give us a brief uh, summary of how you contracted kidney disease, because everybody has a different story.
Right. Mine is kind of a chicken and the egg. We don't know which came first. I also have lupus. So did the
Okay.
lupus cause the kidney disease or did the kidney disease cause the lupus?
Mm,
I did have preeclampsia when I was pregnant.
okay.
So that is a 50-50 chance that that did it as well.
Hmm.
But 15 years in, they still don't have 100% reason as to what happened. They diagnosed it, and the reason I actually caught it was I had braided my daughter's hair. I had
Hmm.
sat for some hours doing that with her sitting between my legs, and when I got up, my right leg was doubled in size. Looked down,
Wow.
"Oh, I'll sleep that off. It'll be fine." Didn't go away, didn't go away. Finally, my mother was like, "If you don't take your butt to the doctor and see what's going on with you."
Right.
So I eventually did, and they're like, "Oh, your blood pressure is through the roof, your kidneys are in the toilet," and it just was an ongoing adventure from there. They gave me a 5-year timeline. You're deteriorating. It's going to be 5 years. It was 6 months. So that was
Mm.
a
When,
quick
okay,
adjustment.
let me back up for a second. There's two things. When they say they gave you 5 years, what?
Before I would need dialysis or
Okay,
transplant or
okay, yeah, yeah. We got to clear that up
right.
because you know how some people
Oh
listen.
yeah,
They
no, no,
they
no,
hear
not
what they get. What they gave you
that.
5 years to live? What?
No, no.
Okay, five till dialysis,
Right.
folks. Okay, all right, all right. So that leg had a lot of fluid in it.
It did. It did. Through the course of that 6 months, I went from I've always been on the plus side, so I went from 225 to 380 in 6 months. You could literally
Oh,
touch my arm and fluid would come out. It had nowhere to go.
oh, wow, wow.
So even the
That was
mornings and
drastic.
right, it was extremely drastic. I was still working. I couldn't wear shoes. I was teaching pre-K with barefoot, running around in what
Mm,
moo because nothing fit.
okay, okay. So because now here's another thing too. Usually individuals who are on dialysis Um, y- y- they don't usually seem to be advocates, or they're giving an opportunity to be an advocate. What would you say, knowing that you know now, today, you've gone through it? And how many years ago was that when you were diagnosed?
That would be 16. Yeah, because I've
16
been on
years ago.
dialysis for 15. Yeah, 16.
Okay, so you've seen a lot between that time and now. Uh, when you look back at the time where you said, "Okay, I'll just sleep that off," what would you say to a viewer, someone who's like ignoring? Because you have to admit you was like, I'll be fine, whatever, I'll sleep it off. That's
Right.
kind of ignoring
No,
something's.
absolutely. Absolutely. Even when they eventually were shutting down, I ignored it. I had stayed up all night because I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was drowning. I was still working, stayed up all night. My mom and I were living together. I got up when she got up and she's like, "Have you been asleep?" "No, I can't lay down. I feel like I'm drowning when I lay down. I'm gonna take a shower, go to work." And when I got in the shower, the drowning intensified and something in my head said, "Take your butt to the ER." And I drove myself to the ER with a blood pressure of 212 over 176.
Oh my
And they
God.
said, "You're in heart failure, your kidneys have shut down." And I was like, "So I can't go to work?" Like, no, no, you can't go to work. No, no, you cannot.
Okay, Regina.
So,
Now, please talk to our viewers.
so I would
Being that you
definitely,
know you know better now,
definitely
right?
advocate to
Okay.
listen to your body. If
Mhm.
you notice anything that is off, go get it checked out.
Hello, everyone. I'm Coach Woody, your dedicated kidney health coach from the American Kidney Fund. You are now watching the Kidney Korner Podcast. So get in position as it relates to your health.
It's better to know and be able to get on top of it than not know and it be a detriment. I've
Mm.
been advocating for my own family. My mom had kidney issues. My husband's mom had kidney issues. So I worry that my daughter, my brother, I'm like, go get tested, go get tested. They were at the AKF event and
Mhm.
ain't nobody made no doctor's appointment. So I'm gonna harass them today again to go
They
get your
gotta get
kidneys
checked out.
checked.
You gotta get checked out because there's so many of us who ignore those signs. And I'm one to not say that kidney disease is a silent killer. The healthcare professionals say it often, right?
Right,
And I know why they say it. I know why they say it because not that there's no any signs, it's that you don't feel any pain.
right,
For the most part. If there's a kidney stone, yes, you feel pain, you can't urinate properly, or the flow is held up from that stone, or you have pain in your back. But when it comes to chronic kidney disease, there's no pain, but there are signs.
right.
And I say I use this term that okay, it may not be a silent killer, but it's whispering. S-
Oh, I
Something is
agree. Yeah,
something is saying something. However, let's just call it what it is. We ignore it.
more times than not. Absolutely.
And especially in the African American or Hispanic community, we have all of these, remedies and these things. But if something doesn't feel right or look right or just out of the blue, because that what happened to you when you got up from, with your leg, that was out of the norm.
Right.
That is something that we should not ignore. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know if it would have bought me any more time going to the doctor sooner, but I'll never know. But
Mm.
if I could go back and do it again, I would have, oh, leg swollen, let's go now.
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
That's odd. Yeah. So
That doesn't usually happen. Yeah.
right, right. So, all right. So, okay, we don't know whether it was lupus or it was the kidney disease that caused the lupus, or what it was this or that. You just ended up having CKD, chronic kidney disease. And did you need dialysis immediately?
Yes.
Okay,
We
because
went
of the
I
fluid buildup.
right. I went in that day. I had 24 hours because I was refusing. Good old stubborn me. I was refusing dialysis. I'm not doing that. Nope. I was going to go see a holistic doctor that was going to do acupuncture too.
Okay.
And that was, I think it happened on a Monday. And I
Mhm,
had that appointment on a Wednesday. And I was
mhm,
like, oh, this will fix it. I'm
mm.
gonna get out, and the doctor is like, it's too late. It's too late for all the maybes and could be's. We're here, we're now.
Mm.
And what finally convinced my mom was frantic. She's calling everybody. What convinced me was my daughter, who was 4 at the time.
Wow.
Was she 4? 2005, yeah. She was 4, somewhere around there. Maybe she was 5, but she was
Mhm,
young.
mhm,
And she came in there and asked me, Mommy, are you gonna be okay?
mm.
And I couldn't tell her, nope, I quit. I'm giving up. So I said, yes, yes, I am. All right, where do I sign? Let's go. Let's do this. Because I got to be okay. She's 20
Right.
now. So
Yeah.
mommy's been okay.
All right. All right. That'll get you.
Yep,
That will
every
get you
time.
every
Every
time.
time.
Every time. So let's talk about uh having to make that decision when you say, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go over here. Let's talk about that because so many now we're Instagram out, we're TikTok out, and we have all these influencers, right?
Right.
Who are saying, okay, take this, drink this. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've had people just drink this and it'll clear your kidneys up. And
Mm-hmm.
drink cranberry juice. Drink this, put it.
Right.
You know that plant you got in the corner, Craig? Take a piece off of that, boil it, and put some ginger in it though. And it'll
I
clear.
had a friend's husband I hadn't seen in months stop
Mhm.
me at Walmart and say, "You still got that thing going on with you? Thing going on with you? What are we talking about?" I'm like, "My kidneys? Yeah, I got something that's gonna fix that." "Oh, you have the cure? Yeah,
Right.
take this card." I'm like, "I'm not. No, sir. Whatever it
Oh,
is,
right. We've all
no,
experienced
sir.
that. We've
No,
we
sir."
we all experienced that. Talk to the viewers about those things that we see and hear from people, from individuals, especially when individuals are in renal failure, stage 5. Talk about that a little bit. What's your thoughts and what would you say to someone listening right now about
That
those
just
things?
that just learned they have to go on dialysis. I would say it's not as scary as it seems. It is definitely an adjustment in your life, but most things are if you
Mhm,
keep living.
mm,
But it's definitely not a death sentence. And that's what a lot of people look at it as a death sentence because there's a lot of unknown. I knew nothing about
mm.
dialysis.
Same
I
here.
didn't know anybody. I knew that growing up, my mom had said she had kidney issues and
Mhm,
she only had one kidney. And that was it. That's all I knew.
mm.
And the doctor had told her not to drink sweet tea. That's all I remember from being a little kid was no sweet tea.
No
And my mama
sweetie.
got one kidney.
Wow.
But I knew nothing. I was in school at the time. I wrote a paper about it and learned that dialysis used to be done with a barrel and a washing machine. So
Mm.
we've come a long way in the innovations, but it's scary. You hear dialysis, oh, kidney failure, like shut
Mhm,
down
mhm,
organs. So
mhm.
you're immediately like frantic, but it's not a death sentence. Here I
It's
am
not.
living
It's not.
life and keeping it pushing. So that's definitely. I worked from home, so I had a customer that called in for a product completely unrelated, and she's like, "I'm just so frantic. I need to return it. My husband's in the hospital. They just put him on dialysis. I don't know what we're gonna do." And I was like, "Oh, dialysis." My calls were supposed to be 10 minutes. I talked to the lady for 45 minutes. And she's like, "I am so glad that I called and talked to you because you have made everything make sense." I'm like, "I've
Mm.
been doing this 15 years." She's like, "Can you travel?" And yeah, I just went to Hawaii. So you gotta do your research and have a community and talk to other people that have been where you're going.
Right, right. And also, folks, you have to be mindful and careful about. I get the holistic thing, and as a matter of fact, I'll say it here. I believe in it. I believe in it. However, there are certain things, especially when we talk about renal failure stage 5. Number one, there is no cure to chronic kidney disease. There is no cure. Okay, let's just put that out there. They have not found a cure for it. Just be careful of those things. Um, I used to be a big believer, Regina. God put it on the earth, and yeah, we can take this plant and blah 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 blah. This herb. And now a lot of that is true. A
Right?
lot of that is true.
For certain things at a
For
certain
cer-
stage. Yeah, definitely.
exactly, for certain things, we just have to do our research. Trust the spirit, and just get educated. Keep asking questions, but just do the right thing for your body. Like you said, to your point, listen to your body. Listen to your body. So you have been on dialysis to date. You said for what, 15?
15 years. January was 15.
Okay, 15 years. 3 days a week.
3 days a week.
3 days a week. Okay. So you were approached, just as all of us were, because a transplant is a form of treatment, just like dialysis.
Hmm.
It's a form of treatment. It's not a cure as we know it. So, all right, Regina, here we go. Put on your seatbelt, folks. We're going in. Everybody wants to know why you said no. And here at the Kidney Corner, we don't judge because we got all types of people on the corner, right?
Right.
You got all types on the corner. We don't judge. We just asking, okay, why?
Hey, this is Bill Medlow. You're watching the Kidney Korner Podcast. So get in position as it relates to your health.
Well, I will say in the beginning, I was gung ho. Gonna get a
Mhm.
transplant. Gonna get a transplant. I did the research. I did a couple fundraisers.
Mm.
The money I did for the fundraisers basically got ate up by medication costs at the time to control blood pressure and all that because at the time I did not have any insurance.
Mm.
Waiting on disability to kick in, and from the time I needed it to cost a fortune. So I did that. I did a transplant consultation down in Gainesville. I was living in Florida at the time. So
Okay.
I'm down in Gainesville. I came back. I was ready to go. And then Florida told me no, I could not be listed because I had active lupus.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I had to go to my rheumatologist and try and get that under control. They said it had to be under control for 2 years. Every time it would hit like 18 months, I'd get a spike.
Mm.
So that got frustrating. So I got discouraged there.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Georgia. I did a consult at Piedmont. Was it? Yeah, I went through Piedmont, and they said we don't care about your lupus being active. I don't know why Florida told you that.
Okay.
So I went with that. I went through all the testing. There was one more test I needed, and I don't even remember what happened. I did some research, and then I have an irrational fear of going under for anesthesia.
Okay.
So that kind of deterred me again. And then I got it in after they explained all the medications and the costs,
Mm-hmm.
I had to have a deep moment with myself and say, you've got to be more disciplined before you pursue this treatment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Medication has always been an issue with me, just remembering to take it.
Mm.
The dietitians at dialysis come around and they're like, set an alarm and leave a sticky note. And I've tried all of those. And it's,
Mm-hmm.
the binders that you have to take to bind the phosphorus so your bones don't decay. That
Mm-hmm.
they're like, do you take them? Sure, I do. But maybe I forgot yesterday. And maybe I'm looking at them and like, oh, I'm supposed to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I know how disciplined you have to be
Mm-hmm.
with the transplant medications.
Yes.
So I've come to the realization with myself that at this time, I'm just not there yet. Do I think that I will ever get there? Absolutely. I think that once I can get some of the moving and shaking and chaos out of my life, that it will definitely come a time where I'm like, okay, we're ready. Let's try this now. And I also know that there's a possibility I could get a transplant and end up back on dialysis. So
Mm-hmm.
other than doing that and shaking that up right now, I'm good where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's the discipline aspect. It's not the money. It's not maybe the money, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
money, you
all
gotta
of
put that in there somewhere.
it.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna
Definitely
creep up on you.
it's definitely the knowing that it would be all for nothing if I forgot that one medicine that one day. And there are definitely times that I'm like, oh, I forgot to take it, even if I'm looking at the post-it. I was gonna do something. What was I supposed to do? And it's midnight, and I'm like, oh, I forgot. So that's why I say I'm good where I'm at.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So the first thing is when you mention about the transplant facility in Florida telling you, oh, because of the lupus, this is what I want to highlight, and we'll get into the other stuff in regards to transplant facility. If you're listening to this podcast right now and you're currently on dialysis and seeking a kidney transplant and going for evaluations, I'll tell you this. And even for the other people who may think that it's just one list. I had a conversation with somebody thought it was just one national list. No, that's not the case. So let's debunk that. And the other thing I wanted to say is that not all transplant facilities are created equal. They do not do the same thing. They have their own policies and processes, what they do and how they do it. So you may go over here to Emory, right? Okay, great. I'm talking about in Atlanta, folks. Cool. But you got Piedmont over here on the other side. Those two may not do the same thing or look or require the same thing as they put their committees together, their evaluation committees. just to your point, Regina, you went to Piedmont. Piedmont said, we don't care about that.
Right.
There's plenty of our, they probably was saying, hey, we got plenty of people who are lupus patients, but they're on the list. They're on the list. So don't get discouraged. I want to tell the viewers, don't get discouraged. If this transplant facility tells you this thing and it's like, I'm done. No, don't do that. Don't do that. So, okay. So your biggest thing, let me ask you this, because you said it was the discipline piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm digging in my one of our good friends of the Kidney Korner podcast is Dr. Laomi Bliss, who is a psychiatric rehabilitation counselor. And one thing she harps on, and she always says everything starts with fear, right? It's always fear. So I want to ask you, is it the fear of, okay, one day I may not take my medication, my post transplant medication, and my kidney is going to fail?
Yes.
Or
yes,
he was quick with it too.
absolutely.
Like, yeah, that's it, Craig. You hit it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me share something with you, because I'm a November will be 2 years for me. I have forgotten to take, because we get busy. Like the young folks say, life be lifing, right? And they right on that one. They we have our terms every era or whatever it is. We used to say, yo, it's real out there. but the kids are saying, hey, life be lifing. It does. So we get busy, we get caught up. And I can only count on one hand, thank God, that I have forgotten. I'll admit to it. Whoever see it, MUSC might see it. That's why I was transplanting in my document. Like, you told us you take it. Sorry, guys. But it's been on one or more occasions that it's like, yo, I got busy and I forgot. But Regina, look at me. I'm here.
Yep, you're still going.
I'm here. Now, I'll tell you this thing. I refuse to go back to dialysis. When I left, I left. I'm gone. I will say it because I mean it. I'm not going back. I'm not. Now, of course, to your point, yes, I know individuals who are on their second because the first one may have failed. Yes, there is a possibility. However, I'm a little different. I'm a little bit more disciplined. So yeah. Um, what I have to say to you is and how many times have you heard people just tell you, yo, it's not this, it's not that. Does that get on your nerves? Let me ask you that before I ask that question.
Sometimes depends on the situation. Depends.
Because I'm pretty sure you get it a lot, especially speaking to other transplant recipients, or maybe are there any persons in your center who you get those questions like, Regina, why you still won't?
A few. There's a few that are. It's mostly from the staff that I've been in the same center for 8 years, maybe. So they know me. They know that I'm gonna be 5 minutes late, but I'm gonna be there, and not to call me and be like, "Where are you?" And I'm gonna show up, and they know what's going on. And so anytime somebody that's left and come back, or that's coming back just to visit, they're like, "Why are you still here?" Because I want to be. Leave me alone. So leave me alone. Are you gonna call me every day to take the medicine? Hey, where are you gonna pay for it? Leave me alone. Because I want to be. This is my happy place. So
Okay. And I wanna also I'm trying to dig into the minds of the viewers, um, um, it because people do ask these types of questions and have these thoughts, of course, and that's why we have you here.
Of course.
Uh, so because I'll tell you this again, there's no judgment here. I know of a gentleman at my former center because I'll tell you this: when I say I'm not going back on dialysis, I'm not, but I go back to the center to visit to try to encourage other individuals. That's what I do. Me and my foundation here, we try to encourage individuals um, to get on the list and think about, consider, because you have rights. You have a right to say no. And I know of another gentleman when I asked him, because he's still there. He knows who I am, and we used to talk all the time. And I said, brother, why you won't get? And he told me his reason. His reason was because he had other issues, like he had congestive heart failure,
Mm,
and he said I just don't want to go through all of the other things that come along with the congestive heart failure. He said, and I hear that the transplant surgery is really intense. And it is. And
right.
his heart may not be able to take it. So I get that part. But medications and being disciplined about medications. Let me ask this because at the Get in Position Foundation, our flagship program is the mentorship program. So I
Hmm.
mentor individuals who are currently on dialysis. Some of them have been diagnosed with CKD. Um, and one thing that we teach them, the big thing that we teach them is assemble your team. You have to have a strong support system. Um, One of the things when you go to evaluation, that's one of the things they look for,
Right.
along with, how are you with taking your medication? That's on the
Mhm.
list as well. And that's high on the list, right? They need to know if you have a caregiver. It could just, at least two individuals, a main person and a backup. And when you told your story at the AKF event, you mentioned it here on the Kidney Corner that you have your husband, you have your daughter, you got your brother, your family, you have your family, you got your grandchildren, you have you already have an assembled.
I got a squad. I
You
definitely
got it.
got a squad.
There you go. You got a squad. With that squad and that team, how could that team help you? Because I'll say this before you answer. What I know is that what is said that if you do something for at least 60 days consistently, it becomes a habit.
Hmm.
So for 2 months, it should become a habit, right? What How could you incorporate your team, your squad, with helping you get discipline?
At this stage, I wish I knew. We've tried that. I've had that suggestion. You have your family, and they can remind you, and it turns into you're getting on my nerves. Stop reminding me and telling me to do things.
Okay, so the
I think
problem is
that's
not
something
them.
I need to work on internally.
So it's not them. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Okay, it's you.
Yeah.
It is Regina.
I am very
Gotcha.
self-aware. Yes, I am the problem. They're like, "Oh, Billy Binder, did you take your?" It was the binders. It's always been the binders for me. So they'll be
Mhm.
like, "Are you eating that? Did you take?" And I shoot them the look, and I'm like, "Okay, never, okay, we
May
good."
I ask which binders are you on?
Erixia.
Arixia. Okay. Okay. I was on Velfaro.
Tried that
The,
one.
the big chewables,
Mm-hmm.
nasty.
Yes,
Ooh,
very much
hated
so.
those. Ugh. Yeah. So and I'll tell you this. I was determined not to take those anymore. That's why I was like, I gotta. First of all, I had to get out of the center. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I use an explicit word. I gotta get the bleep out of here. Right? I I hate and I know they say don't use the word hate. Yes, it's appropriate for this. I hated dialysis. I couldn't stand it.
See, I don't mind it. I don't
Okay.
mind it. It's not Disneyland, obviously, but I don't
Oh no.
mind it.
It's not even Coney
Mine
Island.
is mine is first shift. I get
Mhm.
up first thing in the morning, go take a nap, watch my shows, come home and have the rest of my day. So I
Mm.
don't mind it. And it's almost like I don't want to compare it to a spa, but it's kind of like a spa. Nobody's calling my name. Nobody wants anything. Nobody is asking me to do anything. If anything, I'm able to ask people to do for me. So, and they don't have anything else to do. That's their job. Yes, I can bring you a sip of water. Yes, I can cover you up. So,
So you
I.
so you're catered to. Okay. So she goes so dialysis is the Hilton. Okay.
It's more
Okay.
like a Radisson or maybe a
All right.
Motel 6, depending on the day.
Right.
But yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
And
don't mind it. It's to me, it's like it's routine for me. I feel off when I don't
mm,
go or when they
mm,
switch up my schedule and I have to go on back to back or I have to go on a Wednesday and I'm like, no, you're throwing me off. I'm comfortable. Maybe is what I'm getting at. I'm comfortable there.
yeah, you real comfortable.
And the to shake it up just doesn't sit well with me right now. The
And you know what?
unknown, the
Right, right. And you know what? It, it's okay. It's okay. One of the things that we have to learn is to allow people to, be okay with their decision. You know what I mean? The only thing, and you know this because I'm pretty sure you get it often from kidney transplant recipients, other individuals. Just like you mentioned, if someone is a returning visitor doing dialysis and he's like, Regine, what are you still doing here?
right.
You get it from them because it's a heart thing, it's a heartfelt thing from us
Hmm.
wanting you to, have this other way of life. Because for us, it was a nuisance,
Right.
right? And oftentimes, I'm trying to help somebody out there. Oftentimes, we want to put what we have and how we like it on someone else.
Hmm.
Yeah, and hey, you're good with it. It's your routine. You
Right.
like your routine. It's a place away from everything. Now that's something I would say. If you know the routine and if your body has adjusted to dialysis, you get past the stick. That was the worst part for me.
That's what the numbing cream is for. Numbing cream, wrap that
I
baby up and keep
I
it pushing.
I took it raw. I was like,
Oops.
I'm gonna
Okay.
do it. Yeah, so
Mhm.
I couldn't stand it. But that's your world. You like your world, and that's it.
Right. As long as it
That's
keeps chugging. This is my I have second fistula. There was a
okay.
brief stint where I had to have a catheter in my leg, and I
I've
was
seen
like,
that.
let me rethink this transplant thing because this is not the move. This is not it. So I did be like, okay, we're gonna never mind. Yep. But I was able to get another one put in the other arm. But yeah, it's it's in the near future, I would say, that I would reconsider. But I think a lot of times people that
Mhm,
aren't in the kidney world
mhm.
think that transplant is a cure. Oh, your kidneys
That
don't work. Let me get you a transplant. Okay, that you're gonna get a transplant, right?
that
But
part.
but what if my body rejects it? There is that possibility. No matter what I do, if I'm diligent, it can still my body can still be like, no, we don't like this. This is not for us. And here I am back on dialysis through no fault of my own. You
Right.
know, it happens. Or what if it's only for a couple years that it works? There's always that small percentage.
Mhm.
So, but a lot of people look at it like that's the cure. Your kidneys don't work, you get a transplant, life goes on. But it doesn't always work like that for everybody.
That's true. This is true. So would you consider yourself more pessimist as it relates to this? I'm not saying in life, period, but would as it relates to a kidney transplant, would you consider yourself more pessimistic than optimistic?
Somewhere in the middle, maybe towards the pessimistic side, but like I said before, it's that fear of unknown. I know that
Mhm.
those needles going in my arm, as long as the blood is pulsing out, we good to go. I
So
know
you want
that.
the assurance
Mhm.
that
My
okay,
my
this
my therapist says I need to let go of control, so maybe that's part of it. So
that's what I'm getting at too. Yeah,
my
I was
my my husband would agree, and probably my squad too. But
yes,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I was getting at that as well. You're holding on to what you've been used to. I mean,
hmm
for 15 years, this is what you know. You don't know anything else. And you said it, you said it's the fear. We got to get past the fear.
definitely.
What do you think you need to get over that fear? Or is that still a mystery to you?
That's definitely a mystery. Yeah,
Mm,
I don't know.
mm, okay. Okay. Are you looking? Are you looking for it?
Little bit,
Okay, because the only reason why I say that is because you said I'm comfortable, right? And
right,
and 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 sometimes when we get comfortable, man, whatever. I ain't looking. I'm
right.
not
But I
looking.
do know we have to be uncomfortable to grow. So
Mm.
that is always on the back of my mind.
Hmm.
But it always seems to get pushed back. It's like, okay, once I do this, then I'll look into it. Or once I do this, and then I'll look into it. And then maybe the irrational fears start to creep up, and then it gets paused even more.
Mm. Okay, it gets put on the back burner even
hmm
more. Got you. Understood. Understood. Wow. So what is because I know my thought process as to okay, I gotta get out of here. I don't like this place. I don't like getting up going here. Uh and we all know as dialysis patients, right, that it messes with your mind a little bit,
hmm
right? And I am the first to tell you my story is out there. I did a docu-series, three-part. It's really four. I'm actually living the fourth episode right now, so I haven't recorded it. But I have a three-part docu-series about my journey. It's called From Diagnosis to Transplant. The third installment is entitled I Hate Dialysis. And in that episode, I talk about going to dark places, really dark places. And I also talk about how I got out of the dark place. Number one was my faith, my belief. Number two, I had to find my why. My why was when my son got married, and I knew that him and my daughter-in-law were talking about wanting kids. They wanted a big family. So it was always this idea, me laying there, getting my treatment, thinking, wow, I will become a grandfather one day. that really pumped me up. Like, I gotta get out of here. That became my why. Do you have a why?
I don't think. Well, I will say I have a why because I have 2 grandkids. But I don't think my why furthers me towards transplant because at the
Okay.
time it is not impeding me from doing anything that I wanted to do with them for them in life. So
Okay.
the as much as they are my motivation and why for getting up and going to dialysis, it doesn't make me consciously consider other avenues or other treatments.
Okay. Okay. All right. So there's something else. And the reason why I segued into the why question is because not only are you a dialysis patient, but you are an author.
Yes.
You are an author. So why? I'm gonna go back to the why. You're gonna learn. I'm a little tricky. You gotta watch me, right? I weave in and out. So why did you write this book?
I wrote the book based off my daughter and the
Okay.
experiences we had when I got diagnosed. She didn't understand what was going on with her mom. She went from, we had just recently come back from Disney. Me and her took a trip to Disney
Nice.
and stayed on property and done that whole experience. And then within a year, here I was laid up in a hospital bed, not knowing under what to go on. So she wanted to fix me so we could go back to Disney. Selfish reasons, of course, but she wanted to fix me. So she asked a lot of questions that didn't make sense to me. Like, can you get a kidney from here? Or can we just go to the store and get one? And over the years, I just wrote them down. So I always knew that I wanted to write a book. That's been one of my, since 3rd grade. I wrote a story, it got published in a book, and I was like, wait a minute, I want to do this. So I love kids. I'm a former pre-K teacher and director of a child care center. So I love kids. I can identify kids. Being in a room full of adults give me anxiety, but kids, love it. So I knew I wanted to write the book. I had a story to tell.
Nice.
And it took me as long as it did because I can't draw. Even my stick figures are sad, so I cannot draw. So it took that long to do. But yeah, I wanted to share that story because it was just cute. The innocence and just the questions coming out of her about, can you get it from here? Can you get it from there? And back then, what is that? The early 2000s, she could come in and see. So she could stand with the gown on and watch me get stuck with the needles and watch the blood go through the machine. And that answered some of her questions, but of course, not all of them. She still didn't understand the whole process. So there is a sequel coming that's more focused on the questions she asked about dialysis, not just the whole transplant and the process and where kidneys come from. So
awesome.
That was she was definitely the inspiration. Coincidentally, the main character now looks like my grandbaby, so I'm gonna have to dress her up and bring her on book tours.
Awesome. Yeah, sell those books. Pull on the heartstrings of the people. Exactly. Use the kid. Hey, kid, you're gonna work, you know? So this is the book, Hello Kidney. Yeah. And what's the name of the main character?
It's Sydney the kidney and Raya.
Oh, Raya
is the little
Sydney.
Girl.
Okay, Raya. Nice. And Sydney the kidney. And individuals can get this book where?
On Amazon. And right now it's just available on Amazon. You can look up Hello Kidney Book and I pop right up.
That's a huge accomplishment. Thank you. And Yeah, you did tell us that the drive for that was your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
of course. So so what I want to ask, being that you have the book, your author, what, because I'm not, I thought about it, doing maybe a memoir, something like that. I'm not sure yet. It's an idea. So what type of discipline goes into writing a book? Even, and a book is a book. I don't care if it's a children's book, a novel, fiction, non-fiction, whatever it is. What type of discipline goes into writing a book?
A lot of sleeplessness, a lot of persevering, a lot of like, especially when you can't draw, because you have to find somebody that can pick your brain. If you saw the earlier sketches of what in my mind it was supposed to look like, to the best of my drawing abilities, and I actually did my storyboard. My husband actually was in the hospital for something.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm sitting in the hospital with him, and I'm just drawing. Okay, I got nothing but time.
Mhm.
And I drew the storyboard, and then I found somebody that would just pick my brain and go back and forth. It probably took a year of back and forth. No, I want this tree to look like this. No, I want this carrot to look like this. But it is a lot of discipline. It's a lot and a lot of time. And I get where you're going. If I can get the discipline to write a book, then
You,
I can find
yeah.
the discipline. I got you.
See, you learning,
um,
Craig. See, you learning me. You're
and I would
learning me.
say that the book is more on my own accord, and it doesn't have to be a consistent thing because I was on my own timeline.
Mm.
I didn't have I was giving the deadlines. Okay, I need this revision done in a week. Okay, I need this revision to me by midnight, versus the deadlines being given to me and me having to meet the deadlines. So you need to do X, Y, and Z in this amount of time. Whereas I will do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and then I'll be like, oh gosh, I forgot QRS. So that is where I say lack of discipline in lies. I'm all over the place. I would even call myself a little bit of a scatterbrain. So I'm all over the place.
Mm.
So
Mm.
my to-do list and I just thought about that is all about, I made one at dialysis this morning. It's got about 20 different things on it because we just moved into a new house. So I'm like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, and I'm all over the place. So
I'll go back to the original thing. It's the fear. It's
oh,
just fear.
oh.
It's just fear, because I think you have everything else. I really do. I believe in you, Regina. We believe in
I
you.
believe in me too.
We know
I
you.
will I will give you 100% that it is. I am very fearful of that.
Yeah,
The unknown.
the
The
unknown.
unknown.
And I can see where you're coming from as far as, okay, this book, I know what the outcome is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's in your mind. Okay, it's going to be this because I see it.
Right.
I see it. And the same thing how you saw the book, like, okay, folks, I got my copy right here. So how you saw the book and how you wanted things to look, that's how I saw myself with the kidney transplant. I used that. Like I told you, before, I said I just believed it. And when I say I believed
Mm-hmm.
it, I saw it. I saw myself chasing that little person. Now it's a little girl. So
Oh.
and I'm chasing her, and she's here today. We have her today. I was chasing her today. And I'll say this. What I saw back then before she was on this earth, I saw it was like a deja vu type
Mm-hmm.
thing. I didn't see a face. I just saw the back of this little kid, and I'm chasing them, and they're laughing. I heard laughter, and what I saw then is what I experienced. So I'm just giving you just a little. You got to see yourself there.
I don't even think that I have given it thought to see myself not
Mm,
on dialysis. I
mm,
honestly don't think I have ever thought of a life where I'm not on dialysis. It's
mm.
just that much of a part of my life at this point.
Right, right. Okay, I
Almost
got
like
you.
I don't know what I would do with myself 3 days a week. I'm pretty sure I could find something. Maybe it's right above the book, but
That I was
uh,
about to go there. You said part two, dial. Okay, because there's an interesting thing that happens, folks. Please get this for your children, for yourself. If you're on dialysis, or if you have been diagnosed, the way it opens up, I'm not going to give it away, but the way it opens up with the diagnosis, and when we get to the end of it, I visual because I'm a production guy. I'm television, film, all that. I visualize things. So I I would like to see you how the book ends. And if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, you got to get the book.
that's
you
right.
got
That's
you got to
right.
get the book. You got to get it. You got to get this right on Amazon and plug in Hello Kidney. Hello Kidney. All right. So yeah, I can see you there. I can see you there. So um yeah, try to see maybe you're doing a book tour. Maybe you're at visualize yourself and at a animated studio working on a cartoon, an
Right.
animated cartoon.
Would love that. Would
But you
love
can't.
that.
They need you at the studio at 6:30 a.m. on a Tuesday.
No, they don't. They can have me on
Yes, they
Monday,
do.
Wednesday. You sorry, you get me on Monday. No. This is my book. You get me
No,
on Monday.
no. The producers, the executive producers, they for you, Regina. They got all this money on the table, and they love your book. They love the idea, but you got to be here 6:30 a.m. because we're doing voiceovers. You got to be here. You gotta bring your granddaughter, your grandchildren to see the process.
Right, right.
You
I
okay.
have not had that occur yet where it's been an obstacle, where it's been an issue, where it's gotten in the way of anything that I wanted to do.
But all I'm saying is picture yourself there.
Yeah, yeah, I would yeah.
Picture it. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe. Okay, I
Maybe.
gave you one. I gave I, I, ga- I gave you one. But um what in closing, what would you want to say to individuals who are teetering back and forth between trying to make that decision, um of getting or receiving a transplant, because there are individuals who are like yourself,
Right.
who say, yo, I don't know, this, that, and the third. I'm not too sure about that.
Do your
And
research.
somebody might say, well, Craig, how could she talk to somebody? She don't she don't want to do it herself. But what would you say? I think you have something to tell them.
I would definitely say to do your research. Make sure you know yourself and what works best for you. Don't let somebody else's journey, somebody else's decision deter you from what you decide is best for you. You know what's best for you. You know what works for you. But definitely make an informed decision before you say, nope, I don't want to do this. Nope, I don't want to do that.
Mm.
I have, I personally have done lots of research in regards to PD, regards to transplant, regards to hemo, as well as some of the technological innovations that are being worked on. There's one using a pig kidney. Not sure how I
Mm.
feel about that one.
Yeah, me
And
and both.
there are also the portable dialysis machine
Mm-hmm.
that I was approached maybe 2 years ago about it, being a test subject for it. I was on board with it until they told me it weighed 25 pounds. And I was like, oh, maybe when you get it a little bit
Yeah,
smaller,
they
I
got to work
can.
on that one.
So
25
I,
pounds is heavy, folks. That's heavy to be lugging every. No, serious.
right.
That's heavy.
They're like, it's a
Yeah.
belt, you strap on, it's 25 pounds. Oh, you lost me at the 25 pounds.
Oh,
So
wow. That's interesting though.
it
I
is.
haven't seen or heard that one. Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
I'm don't know that I'll do the traditional transplant. Maybe there's an innovation that I may part be a test subject in. Also, I'm open to that as well. So I don't know what
Oh,
the
nice.
journey is going to be for me, but I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to keep living life for sure. But for anybody listening, keep going, keep chugging along, take it one day at a time, and listen to your body.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Regina, thank you so much for joining us on the Kidney Corner podcast. Again, I'm going to show it again. Your book, Hello Kidney, and it's available on Amazon only for right now. I know you're working on a few other things like your website,
Right.
and those things. Are you on social media?
All over. I'm on TikTok. It's Hello Kidney. Um, Instagram is Hello Kidney Sydney.
Okay.
And I also have a Facebook called Regina Needs a Kidney.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Regina, thank you again. I certainly had fun. I'm not sure about you.
Me
Did you have fun?
too. Yes.
That's
I'm gonna come
awesome.
back. I'm gonna come back.
That's great. Yes. Yes. Come back and tell us what the experience was like when you got the transplant. That's what I
Yes. Yes.
because it's a
Or when
possibility.
I argue with the executives about my animated series that I'm only
Right.
available Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Who knows?
I love it. You're a joy to be around. I tell you, you're a joy and a
Thank
great
you.
guest.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so much.
me. Yes, my pleasure.
Indeed,
Yes.
indeed. Just hang out for us real quick, okay?
All right, will
All
do.
right, all right. Well, folks, that was another exciting episode of the Kidney Corner podcast. You heard it from the person themselves, and we don't try to judge individuals. We don't judge. It's her choice. It's her decision, and now we know why, and it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. But we support her in her endeavors. We're praying for her as well and her family, and also for the success of her book, Hello Kidney. So again, um, go get that book. Support her and her family, her team, her squad, as she called them, on Amazon. You can go get that on Amazon. So again, folks, you can always find us here on the YouTube channel. You can go to www.getinposition21.org. And also you can find us. You can find us on the Apple Podcast app to hear the audio version of this episode. So, as always, folks, thank you for joining. I'm Craig, your host, and make sure you get in position as it relates to your health. We see you guys soon. Peace.